I teach about art, and one of the goals of my courses is trying to help students sort of understand things differently through art. And I was raised up in the world of art history, where we were mostly doing that, usually looking at images. But in the last few years, I've gotten really interested in pairing looking at images and close looking at images with other things that we do. So I do some really simple things that I think are simple but kind of effective at changing the relationship to the material for students. One of the things I've been doing is just having them sketch every week. Like I teach an object. I mean, I usually teach several objects through one lecture, but at the end of each lecture, I'll decide that one of those will be kind of our focus piece for the week, and part of their participation in the class is making a sketch. And my only guidance on it is to spend at least 15 minutes, which is a long time actually, with a pencil, right? With your, and at first the students can get really freaked out by this, because the number of them who say, but I'm a really bad artist. And I think that's actually really sad, how many people by the age of 18, 19, 20 in this world have been told that they're bad artists, because I don't actually think that's true, because also art is a process and not a product, right? Like it doesn't have to be beautiful. The point is to make it, right? Like the point is to make it, and in the process of making it, come to understand things differently. So I find like I do it with old stuff and new stuff. I do it with Buddha statues or carvings from the outside of stupas, and they come after the first few weeks of resistance and fear, and they're worried I'm going to grade them badly or something, and I never do. I tell them also they can annotate or add questions or whatever. They can upload little pictures to our site, but they come with new questions, right? They notice different things in the art. They start to recognize patterns. They've used their bodies a bit to make a sketch. So that's a really simple thing that I do that quite a few of them by the end usually say, wow, I actually found that really calming, right? I looked forward to the assigned sketch, right, compared to the other work I get to do in my courses, which can feel so pressured and intense. My job was just to sit with a pencil and 15 minutes in my eyes and one object and move that pencil around, and they like it. So, I mean, they don't all universally like it, I guess, but you can't please everyone. So, so that's one thing I do. I do other funny things I've tried that have worked in various different ways. I think it's great to get our hands involved in it's kind of a holistic learning piece, right? That it doesn't all have to be head work all the time. It doesn't all have to be verbal communication. So I find that when we make things, simple things, I've brought like these kind of magnetic tiles to class and had them play with making designs when we talk about Islamic geometry and history and art. But I get them to play with how you make designs that interlock, because once you've tried, you recognize the simplicity and the beauty in those designs, and you see them differently, right? You start to recognize, yeah. There's a train. So I was saying we've made tiles, designs. We've made torma. We've made these in classes about Buddhism or about Buddhist art, or even actually just my art and religion class that is about all different religions. But I'm interested in showing them that material communication is a big part of how religions and cultures work with, and so I've got them to make these offering cake towers, these Tibetan tormas, following a video and we've done those in class. Back when we were in classrooms together, we made them in a classroom together out of clay, and then I've made them remotely with students, in their own kitchens with oatmeal and butter. And it's been, nobody's ends up beautiful, but that wasn't the goal, actually. They're always concerned that it's not beautiful, but it totally changes also the dynamic of our community. They laugh, they turn their cameras on, they complain about how their butter's too hard or too soft, right? And it's this very kind of equalizing thing of, then they suddenly have something to chat about that's light and gentle and accessible. And so we changed the dynamic of our interaction, actually, in making something. So while the content is good, it's not actually the only thing that's happening. You know, there's lots of other things lots of other benefits that come from just like getting them a bit messy and mucky and with each other doing something like that.